Hi guys, this is Tim with Inflatable Office and Event Office, and I know people have had some trouble with contracts here in the new user interface, and I really think that it's because you were having a lot of problems with contracts in the old interface too. So we had made a lot of changes over time to contracts, and I don't think that people really understand the way they work completely. And so I'm going to show you how to do it in the new interface and how easy it is um, because I think a lot of people are going through extra steps that are unnecessary. So, what happens when you come in here and you want to send a contract? Some people don't realize that the status affects whether we show the contract or not. Okay, so that's number one. So if you were to come in and you were to say, "I want to send a contract," we're going to get this message. You need to upgrade the status first. So we let you send it anyway if you want, but it's not going to work right unless you're just testing this as an administrator. Then you'll actually see it, but otherwise the customer won't. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this. Now, some of you who know that you need to move this up first would go ahead and do that. But if you come in here and try to send it, you're still going to get the same error. And why is that? That's because in the new version, until you save, it still thinks it's in quote, right? So we haven't saved it yet. So all you need to do really is go and set your status to contracted, click save, and then email. And you're good to go. Now it'll send out, it won't give me any errors or messages like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change that message. So if you forget and you'd say, I want to send anyway, it's basically going to do the work for you. It's going to move the status up to the right status for you. It's going to save it for you, and then it's going to send the email. So we're going to take care of that for you. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do sending contracts. Now, a lot of people, what they're doing is they're going down to the contract area, and it's set to their default, and they're saying, oh, I need to add a contract. Now, this is not a good thing to do. Unless you're going to actually edit the contract and make some changes, because what happens is that becomes like a snapshot in time. So this is now static. It's not dynamic. It's not going to change as you change things up here in these other areas. So I recommend that you don't do this unless you really need to. Otherwise, you really want to just stick with the template. Okay, so an example of it being a good thing would be if I wanted to come in here and maybe just add an extra note, or maybe I agreed that we're going to change some terms for a customer. I'd come in here and I'd delete it, and then I would go ahead and add that contract. And now I have one that's going to be slightly different, but it's special, and I just have to handle it accordingly. Um, you don't want to do that. For the most part, you just want to leave this like it is. So most of the time, it's going to be set to your default. I mean, it always will be set to your default. And if the only reason you would want to come in here and change this before sending a contract is if you maybe had a different contract, and maybe certain equipment require that you use a different contract. So you'd come down here and you don't need to click edit or anything. You just change the template that you want to use. You click save, and now we're going to use that new template there. And now when I come up here, as long as my status is set and we've saved, I can go here and I can send, and it's going to be my contract template that I wanted to send originally. So that's all there is to it. I hope that clears up a bunch of things. And like I said, we're going to add some more stuff to make this easier for you. Thanks.